Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, we're back today for Hot Messy Topics, which I'm super excited about. Today we're going to be doing it with Jason. So every time I get to do it with Jason, I always tell you guys I have the best time because I feel like we get to play good cop, bad cop without actually intentionally trying to play it. Like I'll say, you know what? They're okay. I like them. And Jason's like, I don't give a shit what you like. No, this is a no. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, there you go. Don't hold back. Anyways, we're not back to talk about Hot Messy. You guys can go watch that live at 12 p.m. Eastern. And if not, then you can be a part of the replay crew. But we are back to talk about the Valley, Vanderpump Rules, and more. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and let's jump right in. Right, guys. So, of course, we have to start here because on the July 22nd episode of the Juicy Scoop podcast, Scheana responded to some criticism claiming that she used her family's pain or Brock's infidelity to boost book sales or secure a full-time role on the Valley. Okay. She insisted that she's been involved with the Valley since before the show debuted and would never exploit her family to sell a memoir. Now, a lot of people are wondering the same thing. It's not just I mean, if it's you, it's not just you. It's a lot of people are questioning whether or not she used this memoir, this book, and ousted, things about celebrity relationships or even her own husband's affair in order to sell copies and ultimately get her spot on the show. Now, do any of us know this to be true? No. But Scheana stated that her and Brock's affair, she put it in her memoir because it's her truth and essential for her telling her complete story. So she clarified that none of the revelations were skeletons in her closet. Everything is significant and it's already public. Now, discussing Jax Taylor's departure from the Valley, she described it as smart and healthy as far as his decision, expressing a lot of support for his focus on sobriety and mental health. And she hopes that it benefits both him and his family, particularly his son Cruz and even Brittany Cartwright. I don't know, to be honest with you, unless you're like Jesse Lawley or Jason Capernas, I don't know how many people are so sad about Jax not returning to the Valley. I look at it two ways because do I think, like, first of all, if you're going to be mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive to people, do I think that you deserve a platform? No. And especially if you're going to exhibit it on said platform. However, do I ever want to see anybody lose their job? No. But, I mean, the guy, unfortunately, in this instance, I can't stick up for him. And not like I would, because you guys know I'm not a Jax fan. I can't stick up for him in this instance because I would stick up for anybody against losing their job. But this one just feels like, dude, you became such a freaking liability to the network, to the business, to NBC, to Bravo. There wasn't a space for you to even, like, it couldn't have happened. But moving on. So on top of this, Scheana, not only, obviously, did she release her memoir that became a New York Times bestseller, so congratulations. But of course, in doing so, you have to do a book tour, and she has done said book tour. And on these book tours, you get asked a lot of questions. Yeah, that happened too. And she was asked about Stassi. Apparently, Scheana publicly threw shade at Stassi Schroeder for her storyline on season 2 of Vanderpump Villa. She appeared critical of how Stassi was being presented in that season's arc, implying disappointment, or I guess the fact that she was disagreeing with Stassi's behavior or editing in the show. And the coverage emphasized that Scheana and maybe even some of the other people from the Valley weren't impressed by Stassi's presence or the narrative of this Villa spinoff. Now, she said if that works for her and that's what she needed to do to get a show, then okay. I actually look at it in a very different light than that. I kind of look at it like the girl was smart. One, she loves Italy. That's where she got married. So of course she's going to go back to Italy. Two, Lisa called her and said, how would you like to bring your family, your daughter, your son, your husband, your friends to Italy for the summer for like a month and a half, and we'll put you guys up and make sure that you're taken care of. You film, you get paid, and it leads into a spinoff. Who in their right mind is not going to take the free foreign vacation, the money that comes with being paid to be on the show, and then they sit there and they put a pretty little bow on the package and say, "Oh, and by the way, you get a docu-comedy series." Um, yeah. No, she's not a moron. I'm sure that pisses a lot of people off, though. And, this isn't the first time that people are thinking that Scheana is being shady towards somebody for getting other opportunities. And this is just kind of like the name of the game because, like Andy Cohen said, if you're on reality TV, most people who are on reality TV are very narcissistic. But even when Ariana got Dancing with the Stars and everything happened with Scandal, Scheana was like, this kind of pisses me off a little bit because I always wanted Dancing with the Stars. I was supposed to be on that show. Well, now here we go again with the spinoff. Yeah, I'm sure. Now, moving on. Moving on. So, Danny Booko also finally admitted that during that whole pantry incident where he was hiding his drink, yeah. Well, he hid the drink from the cameras, which obviously confirms speculation that he'd been drinking off camera. But in the reunion preview, Andy Cohen asked him who he was hiding from. And Danny said mainly the cameras, acknowledging some of the previous comments by Jax about his drinking. And his wife, Nia, said she's not always happy with the way that he is when he drinks, but sometimes he's funny, sometimes he's annoying. Overall, she loves him, but she doesn't appreciate how he acts in certain situations. And she affirmed that, he's not going to go out and get drunk anymore. And Jason Capernas also criticized Danny's attempt to deflect responsibility, saying that Danny tried to blame Janet. Instead, where's the boogeyman? It's Janet's fault, is what he said. He said that Danny's not able to own up to the bad things that he has done. Now, Janet Capernas also earlier declared at a woman's dinner that she'd support Nia if Danny had a drinking problem, and her concerns have been a reoccurring theme throughout the entire season. But he's saying, yes, I was hiding my drink. I did not want to drink on camera. Okay. I still don't think it's the worst thing. Like, have you seen some of the other cast members who have drank on, like, they had drinks on camera and they acted like drunk assholes? I think that everybody should be held accountable if we're going to hold one person accountable, but also, as long as everybody's not touching people too. I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think, guys. Pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and definitely don't forget to check out Hot Messy Topics. Love you guys.